believed to have been carried out by Boko Haram. Nigerians look to security agencies to put an end to these dastardly acts of terrorist attacks on Nigerians. Omelogo Ladi, Channels Television News.
And less than 3 weeks after the April motor park bombing, another explosion ripped through Nyanya again on May the 1st. The insurgents had struck one more time in the Federal Capital Territory. Well, we'll be taking a look at the activities of insurgents in other parts of the country, particularly in the north, right after the break.
And also we have something on politics. So we'll let you know how some party members defected to other parties. All that right after the break.
We'll be right back. Oh, then outside of the Federal Capital Territory, the insurgents also left a bloody trail in other parts of northern Nigeria, including Jos, Kaduna, Bauchi, and Gombe, with Kano State in the northwest experiencing some of the most lethal attacks. On June the 23rd, a high-caliber explosive device was detonated in the parking lot of the Kano School of Health Technology, killing at least 25 people. On July the 27th, during the Eid celebrations in Kano, a twin bomb attack occurred in different parts of the city, one involving a female suicide bomber. An improvised explosive device also went off near the Central Mosque, killing 5 people, including 1 soldier and a child. But perhaps the bloodiest of them all happened on Friday, November the 28th, at the Emir's Palace Jumat Mosque. Just as prayers were about to begin, almost 200 people were killed in that explosion.
The Emir's Palace Mosque attack is believed to have targeted the Emir of Kano, Mohammed Sanusi II, who was actually absent at the time the bomb went off. It probably reaffirmed the belief that the insurgents were also targeting some high-profile individuals. In neighboring Kaduna State, former head of state and APC presidential candidate barely escaped being killed in a bomb attack around the Kawo market area. However, prominent Islamic scholar Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi was not so lucky. Moments before the attempt on Buhari, he died in an explosion that rocked the Murtala Square on Alkali Road.
Lifeless bodies, burnt vehicles, and people wailing. These are the images that greet people on the Alkali Road in Kaduna town of Kaduna State as a result of the first bomb blast that ripped through that street on Wednesday.
Before the flyover.
The incident, which is reported to have claimed 25 lives, occurred when a young boy laden with explosives allegedly ran into the convoy of a popular Islamic preacher, Sheikh Dahiru Bauchi, who was returning from an engagement.
It is after the program ended peacefully that on his way on Alkali Road, that somebody, one small boy, stood by this J5 and waiting for the checks to pass. Immediately, that's what he was approaching. He made an attempt, but he was stopped. But he succeeded at last in hitting those behind him. That's why we have this casualty. 25 found dead. 25. And 14 injured in this hospital.
We evacuate the casualty to nearby hospitals, and which they are in 44 and Yusuf and Soho. And also we have packed the dead bodies to the mortuary.
As if that wasn't enough, another explosion rocked the town. This time around, it was very close to the headquarters of the 1 division of the Nigerian army near Kawo, where a Sienna car attempted ramming into General Muhammadu Buhari's convoy. Though the general escaped unhurt, this blast, like the first, is reported to have claimed 50 lives. In the meantime, the state government has imposed a 24-hour curfew on Kaduna metropolis, with the state governor describing the incident as an act of cowardice by those bent on creating tension in the state.
Now, while terrorists carried out bomb attacks in various cities, they also engaged security forces in gun battles around several communities across Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states in the northeast. Some of the fiercest battles raged in the Borno state town of Gamboru and in Goza, also in Borno, where the insurgents released a video claiming to have established a caliphate. In Yobe state, Gaidam and Damaturu, the state capital, came under sustained attacks by the sect members. The relentless advance of Boko Haram fighters was, however, checked, mostly in Adamawa state, by security forces backed by fighter jets, the local JTF and hunters. Troops were also able to retake Mubi in Adamawa from the militants, while an attack on the Yobe State Government House was also repelled.
Well, one of the factors that may have had an impact on the war against insurgency was the federal lawmakers' rejection of the president's request to extend the state of emergency in 3 northeastern states. It followed the culmination of a defection drama that had been playing out through the year at the National Assembly. Well, 37 PDP members of the House of Representatives had defected to the All Progressives Congress in 2013. And by the end of January 2014, 11 PDP senators also crossed over to the APC amid a lot of controversy.
But the greatest shocker in the entire defection saga unfolded on October the 28th with this announcement by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal.
Honorable colleagues, before I hit the gavel, may I say this to all of you. The passion to extend provisions of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and having regards to the development in my home state, Sokoto State, I wish to hereby formally notify all of you of my membership of the All Progressive Congress. Let me register my profound appreciation to all of you, my colleagues, for the unflinching support you have continued to extend to me and the great sacrifice you are making in the pursuit of the overall national interest and development of constitutional democracy. May the Almighty God continue to guide us all in the exercise of the people's mandate.
With the number 4 man in the country jumping the ruling party's ship to the opposition APC, it set the scene for perhaps one of the most iconic scenes at the National Assembly. Shortly after Speaker Tambuwal's defection, his police security detail was withdrawn. Then on November the 20th, the police attempted to block him from entering the National Assembly complex with very dramatic consequences.
Well, defections continued in the National Assembly on both sides, but were not restricted to the lawmakers alone. Outside the legislature, the All Progressives Congress also lost some very high-profile members to the PDP. Now, prominent among them were former presidential candidates of some of APC's component parties, the ANPP and ACN, Abubakar Shekarahu and Nuhu Ribadu. Now, while Shekarahu has been appointed Minister of Education, former EFCC Chairman Ribadu won the PDP's governorship ticket for Adamawa State. Perhaps the most high-profile APC defector was a founding member, Chief Tom Ikimi, who dumped the party in an acrimonious circumstance and joined the PDP shortly after. On the other hand, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar once again left the People's Democratic Party in search of another presidential mandate.